Hi there, I'm Roger Johnson. It is March 31st, 2018. I am in Santa Monica, California at the western terminus of historic Route 66. The Santa Monica Pier is just over here. It's kind of cloudy and kind of foggy and icky, so the idea was a little over a week ago I was in Chicago, the eastern terminus of Route 66. I watched a beautiful, beautiful sunrise over Lake Michigan from Navy Pier, and then when I got out here yesterday, I wanted to watch the sunset. Yeah, it didn't happen. The sun set, but it got dark and everything, but it wasn't very pretty like I was hoping for. But I had a great trip nonetheless. Route 66 was established in the mid-1920s, and it quickly became the major route for travelers from the Midwest and the East Coast to California and the West Coast. People seeking a second chance, whether it was escaping the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression in the 1930s, GIs coming home from World War II, or people just seeking fame and fortune in Hollywood. From its inception, Route 66 changed. It was modernized, it was widened, it was straightened, it was rerouted. By the mid-1950s, it was wholly inadequate for the nation's needs, along with the rest of the U.S. highway system. President Eisenhower created the interstate highway system, and Route 66 slowly but surely died. It was officially decommissioned in 1985. Since then, Route 66 has found a new life, a new purpose, a second chance of its own as historic Route 66. People love it. Everywhere you go, you do not have to be on Route 66 to find Route 66 souvenirs. It is just this phenomenon, and part of that is due to its cultural impact. It is integral and very much a part of American culture, from John Steinbeck's novel, The Grapes of Wrath.
Sweeping across the country comes one of the great literary achievements of our time. A human, revealing, soul-stirring story that instantly becomes the most discussed novel of modern literature, The Grapes of Wrath.
The movie based on the book, starring Henry Fonda.
I'll be all around in the dark. I'll be everywhere, wherever you can look. Wherever there's a fight so hungry people can eat, I'll be there.
The TV show, Route 66, and then there's the song Get Your Kicks on Route 66 by Nat King Cole. It was also recorded by Chuck Berry, my favorite version.
Get your kicks on Route 66.
The Rolling Stones did a version, and most recently John Mayer did a version for the Pixar animated film Cars. But I'll be honest, for some reason I have never, ever been interested in Route 66. It never appealed to me. There is nothing along Route 66 that you cannot find anywhere else in the country, and I've traveled all over the country, whether it be quaint little towns or friendly people or, oh hey, there's a neat little diner here or there, or cute mom and pop motel, gas station, neat roadside architecture, or art, or whatever it happens to be, neat old bridges. All of that stuff can be found anywhere in America. You don't need to travel Route 66 to find that stuff. One unique thing on Route 66 that I don't think I've seen anywhere else, anywhere in America, the town of Oatman, Arizona. Oatman is really cool. It is very unique. I don't think there's anything else like it anywhere in the United States. Then Route 66 goes up through the mountains to Oatman, and it's like something out of a Roadrunner Coyote cartoon. You half expect to see a tunnel painted in the side of the wall, the cliff face with a pile of TNT in front of it. It's just very, very cool. And that is kind of the neat part that I've discovered about Route 66. It's not neat old roadway 2,000 miles from Chicago to Los Angeles. There are bits and pieces of it all along the way, and parts of it have been preserved, and that I thought was really cool. Whether it was Dead Man's Curve, Memory Lane, the Brick Highway, there were sections that have not been upgraded. They haven't been maintained. They haven't been modernized. And as I drove along them, I started thinking to myself, I get Route 66. This makes sense to me. you can just imagine what it would have been like driving on these little narrow roads all the way across the country. It's really, really kind of cool. And it got me to thinking about what was it about Route 66 that didn't really appeal to me. Well, I've traveled all over the country, and when I take trips, I can go wherever I want. America is kind of a unique country in that way. Anywhere you want to go, at least within the lower 48, you can drive there. I start from home, I pick where I want to go, and I look at the map and I find all the places and things that interest me, and I draw a line. And it can be a zigzag, it can be a loop, it can be a figure eight. I really like figure eights for some reason. And when somebody says, hey, Route 66, oh yeah, oh, yeah, it's this great thing. You start from Chicago, you go to LA, here's the route that you take, and here are the things to see. That doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't appeal to me at all. But if you don't travel like I do, if you haven't seen much of America, if you're from another country, wow, what an opportunity. Here it is. It's laid out before you. You buy your guidebook and your maps and you head out and you take your trip. It does require some planning, but wow, what a way to go. What a way to see America without really having to plan the way that I plan trips. So yeah, I think I get it for other people. Not that I didn't enjoy the trip. If you travel Route 66, do some planning, have a good map, have a good guidebook. I did not have a navigator with me. I was by myself, so I was kind of relying on my GPS and the road signs. The GPS doesn't know that I want to be on Route 66, and so it keeps on telling me, hey, go over to the highway, and then I would follow the signs. While most of the route was very good as far as signage was concerned, Missouri was really good, Illinois was really good, Oklahoma was terrible. Good luck traveling Route 66 across Oklahoma if you're depending on the signs. And I do understand people steal signs, so that was a disappointment. The other disappointment, the weather like it is right now. It's been sunny the last few days, but the first half of the trip it was kind of rainy and icky and cloudy. And that did not help. I went to Cadillac Ranch. I don't necessarily get it. I understand that it's iconic. I understand that a lot of people stop there, and it's out in a field and it's just dirt. And so when it's wet and rainy like it was just mud. And then I don't like graffiti, and this is one place where they actually encourage graffiti. So I didn't care for that very much. One place that is very good to visit when it's raining, because it doesn't matter what the weather is like. Another icon on Route 66, Meramec Caverns. I took the tour there. That was really fun. Really nice cave, really fantastic cave, really cool geology, but really cool history as well. Jesse James actually used that cave as a hideout at one point in time. Another tour that I did, not necessarily a Route 66 icon, but it is on Route 66 in Flagstaff, Arizona, is the Lowell Observatory. Fascinating story about how at that observatory they discovered the planet Pluto. And yes, Pluto is a planet. One of the highlights of the whole trip was staying at these little mom and pop old-timey motels. I was almost in for a major disappointment. I didn't make reservations in advance for all of these places. I kind of picked the cream of the crop, or what I thought were the cream of the crop, and planned my trip accordingly. And I would call up the night before and say, hey, do you have rooms available? Can I make a reservation? Yes, 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 no. I wanted to stay at the Wigwam Motel in Arizona, and I called up and they said they were booked solid the next night. I was disappointed. But as I was driving through, as I was passing the motel, I decided to stop in, and is there any chance there's a room available? Somebody must have canceled or something. I got room number 3, Wigwam teepee number 3, and I got to spend the night in a teepee. Not a real teepee, I've done that before, but in the concrete version. There are 3 of these left. One in California here, also on Route 66. There's the one in Arizona, and there's one by Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. There were originally 6. This was number 6 of those that were built, kind of a mini chain. The other motels that I got to stay in, just fantastic. The Wagon Wheel Motel in Missouri is the oldest continuously operated motel on Route 66. I stayed at the Lincoln Motel. And then I think my favorite was the Blue Swallow. It's got the neon lights and it's really, really, really well done. But I think part of the reason that it was my favorite is that's when the weather changed. I went to bed when it was cloudy and icky and rainy, and the next morning when I got up, the sun was shining and the sky was blue, and it's been that way the entire second half of the trip, right up until yesterday afternoon when I got here to Santa Monica. The Blue Swallow Motel is in Tucumcari, New Mexico. It is just west of the Texas border. Just east of the Texas-New Mexico border is the Midway Cafe. I got to stop there. I lucked out. Apparently it's been closed for some time. It opened just the day before, and then I got there a half an hour before they closed. I wasn't able to get dinner. They had closed down the grill and everything. But apparently they're known for their pie. So I had a slice of chocolate peanut butter banana pie to celebrate having reached the halfway point on Route 66. Timing is important. In Illinois, I stopped by Doc's Soda Fountain. I was an hour early, but the owner, he saw me in my truck out the window, and so he came out and says, "Hey, come on in." He poured me a cherry Coke the old-fashioned way with the soda fountain. What a neat spot, what a neat building. It was built in the 1870s. He said he doesn't know exactly when the building was built, and it's been in business ever since. It used to be a drugstore, and he's got all the old, it's like a museum in there. It is really cool. If you're going through Illinois, if you take that alignment of Route 66, stop by Doc's Soda Fountain. Another kind of a neat surprise, fantastic owner that I talked to for a little while was the Jack Rabbit Trading Post. There's the famous iconic "Here it is" sign out front. I don't think that I was aware that the trading post was still in existence. I thought that it was just a sign and that's all that remained. But no, there is still a trading post. There still is a gift shop there. It's not very big, but there was a really good variety of souvenirs and things that I didn't see anywhere else along Route 66. Another Route 66 icon that I didn't have high hopes for, kind of like Cadillac Ranch, was the Blue Whale. I thought, okay, here's just another piece of roadside art somebody built to, hey, let's attract some business. It's so much more than that. It's actually practical, which helps in why I like it. Back in Minnesota, according to our license plates anyway, we've got 10,000 lakes. If you want to go swimming, it's not hard to do. That's not the case in Oklahoma. So there's a little swimming hole, and rather than just building a dock and having diving platforms and slides and stuff on it, they built this concrete whale around it. So you walk out onto the dock through the whale's mouth, out on the tail, there's a diving platform you can dive off of. The fins out both sides are little slides. I thought that was really, really, really neat. The Blue Whale is just down the road from Claremore, Oklahoma. Claremore, Oklahoma is the hometown of Will Rogers. Will Rogers, the world famous humorist, writer, radio personality, movie star, cowboy. He did it all. He was from Claremore. In town there is the Will Rogers Memorial and Museum about his life and his tragic death. Also on the property there is his grave site. If you go up the road a ways, you can visit his birthplace. That is a historic site and museum. Route 66 is also known as the Will Rogers Highway. Another Oklahoman who probably should have the highway named for him, I don't think it ever has been, is Cyrus Avery. Cyrus Avery was from Tulsa, Oklahoma. At one time he was the Oklahoma State Highway Commissioner. I visited his grave there in Tulsa. He is called the father of Route 66. He was very instrumental in getting Route 66 established and establishing where it went. In Tulsa is the Cyrus Avery Plaza. If you don't know that you're on Route 66 anywhere else in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Cyrus Avery Plaza, there is no doubt that you are on Route 66. There are fabulous museums all along the way. I obviously didn't stop at all of them. If you really took your time, if you took a couple of weeks or a month or something, you could stop and really spend time at these museums. All along the way, a couple of really good ones in Oklahoma was the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum, and then the National Route 66 Museum is also in Oklahoma. There's visitor centers and all that stuff all along the whole way as well. In Joliet, Illinois, I bought myself a root beer. So I took that with me the entire length of Route 66, and I was going to enjoy that as I watched the sunset here at the Santa Monica Pier. Didn't happen. I enjoyed the root beer, didn't watch the sunset. But anyway, it's been a fun trip. So from Santa Monica, California, the western terminus of historic Route 66, the Mother Road, America's Main Street, the Will Rogers Highway, I'm Roger Johnson. I'm Roger Johnson, the world's first self-proclaimed welcome sign photography expert. I've got a photo of myself next to a welcome sign in all 50 U.S. states and the District of Columbia. And if you don't believe me, I've got a certificate to prove it, which I do need to sign. But that's not the point. The point is, if you've got obsessive compulsive travel disorder like I do, also known as OCTD or the travel bug, you know how much fun it is to keep track of your travel. I've been to all 50 states at least 4 times or more, and I do know how much fun it is to keep meticulous records. I've taken welcome sign photos, I've built complicated websites, produced expensive, time-consuming, award-winning travel documentaries. I put stickers on my van. I've drawn on maps and on myself. It's too much. But now I've found a better way. The Roger Johnson's Welcome to America passport. It's got the look and feel of a real passport. You can customize your passport with your name, personal information, photo, and signature on the information page. Pre-printed stamps for each state contain the date of statehood, as well as mottos, nicknames, landmarks, and symbols unique to each state. See? You can track your travels by coloring in the map in the back, as well as checking off each state and taking notes in the state checklist. So whether you're traveling by land, sea, or air, if it's your first state, your last, or somewhere in between, you too can track your travels with your very own Welcome to America passport. The Welcome to America passport is not an official document issued by any government agency. It is not required for travel anywhere in the United States, world, or known universe. It is strictly for fun as you track your own travels to all 50 United States and the District of Columbia. So if I figure I sell 2 million of these and I make $1 off of each one, I'll be a millionaire.